Welcome to Faith and Freedom, the conversation where faith and politics collide. We bring you real, honest discussions on the issues shaping America through a biblical lens. Here are your hosts, Kathy Ryan and LaTanya Evans.
Hey there.
Hello.
Welcome to Faith and Freedom, the conversation. I know it's been a while, and here we are again with a very timely and important topic.
Yes.
The Super Bowl halftime show with Bad Bunny. What this person represents, it's just, I think we need to decide and understand, coming from a Christian perspective, whether we should be watching him or not, and if this is a good idea or not, and what the controversy is all about. And that's something that we're going to dive into. So is it okay to watch him for entertainment or not? And what's the message? Yeah. So let's start off. I do have a clip that might bring this into a little bit of perspective.
And please, everyone, join us. Leave your comments and let's dialogue, because we want you to make this decision, what you think.
Yeah, we definitely want to know what you think. Your comments. Is it okay to watch it, or should we turn him off? I mean, watch the Super Bowl, but when it comes to the halftime show, turn him off and watch nothing, or watch the Turning Point USA alternative in celebration of faith, family, and freedom. So here's this clip.
This trending topic about Bad Bunny being.
Yeah, didn't mean for it to start, but this is some of the things that are going around. So let's listen to this.
I have seen this trending topic about Bad Bunny being the one that will be doing the halftime show at Super Bowl 60. Now, somebody would say, why is this even a big deal to a Christian? Why do we worry about it? We're not of this world, so why does it matter? Well, the reason it matters is because we are responsible for shining the light in this world and bringing truth where there is lies. And Bad Bunny is a very, very influential figure amongst young people. He is actually one of the most streamed artists, musical artists, in the world today. And that means he is influencing a lot of people.
He is. So, okay, he looked pretty calm and, okay in that clip. But his lyrics are horrible. They're just terrible. In this next clip, now mind you, it is pretty offensive. Pretty offensive. So let me see, make sure I get the right one here.
And
go ahead.
Oh no, and I just want to mention, I've heard Bad Bunny, but I don't know a lot. I don't even know a little bit, just what I'm being introduced right now. So I'm going to be fresh with you all, learning about him. But look what the guy has said, how far-reaching so.
Yeah. So now, mind you, again, I'm going to warn you, It's kind of offensive. So, but you guys need to know what this guy is all about. So
one of the biggest representatives right now of the woke agenda on this earth. I mean, if you look at some of his music videos, you'll see that he definitely is not following the ways of Jesus Christ. I think he's kissed a man before, he's wore dresses, and he is also very much against the American way. He is not for the American culture.
Ooh.
and that was mild compared to some of the others.
Yeah, I think that gets the whew.
Wow. I don't understand. So Jay-Z is the one that puts together the halftime show. Has the music industry and Hollywood gone that far where they really hate America? Let's leave the Christian side out of it for a minute. But Bad Bunny won't even stand up for the national anthem. He wants to abolish ICE. He thinks that illegal immigrants shouldn't be deported. He hates Donald Trump, and he hates America. I'll say it again. He hates America. So the Super Bowl is the most watched sports game in America. It's an American pastime. When you think of America, you think of football. The NFL is huge. So why would they want to alienate most of the United States, most of their fans, by having somebody like that? I don't get it.
Yeah. The way you laid it out, Kathy, it makes me think that there has to be a bigger agenda to this. Who knows what he's going to do? We don't know what the halftime is going to be like. Now we know, everyone, that there is hot things that are going on, such as what has been with our immigration. So don't think for one moment that because we've seen it in other half times that there's not going to be something of that nature in there. This man, or this Bad Bunny, he probably knows this is probably going to be the only time I'm going to maybe get this opportunity. So he's probably going to be as wretched, as vile as possible, as possible. And we already know about Jay-Z. So what we need to do, well, once again, I understand freedom, but people, please. You just saw just that little bit. And like Kathy said, it gets worse.
Mm-hmm.
With the NFL, all what it matters to a lot of them is the money. So if everyone I'm not going to watch it. If you don't like TPUSA, then okay, that's fine. And then when the halftime is over, come back to watch the football game. But if you are of just like it's not even about if you're a Christian, but if you're like, no, I don't subscribe to that, then please, because that's what will show them. If they see that, okay, it's hitting them in the pocket, it's hitting them where the money, then maybe, just maybe, there can be some hope for future. But wow, since we have more people, Kathy, you might want to play that again.
Okay.
Or
which one? The last one?
Have more people. Hi, Cherie. Thank you so much, sis, for being here.
Hi,
Thank you, Easy Home Cooking, for being here.
Okay.
Let's ask them. Would you all like for us to um reel it back and show the clip again about Bad Bunny? Hello, Teresa. Yeah, more people are coming in.
All right.
Um,
I'll just, yeah.
okay, yes.
Okay.
So
Yes,
we'll
please.
play it again,
All right.
and to
So,
set it up to let them know, Kathy.
okay.
Yes.
So tonight we're talking about Bad Bunny and the halftime show. And is it good for Christians to watch? And one of the things that I wanted to say is, scripture tells us, Bible tells us in, let me get to it. 1 Corinthians 15:33. I'm going to post this so we can put it on the screen. Okay. So scripture warns us in 1 Corinthians 15:33, do not be deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits. So with that in mind, should we subject ourselves to things such as watching this halftime show? And I'm going to show you reasons why we probably shouldn't, according to God's word. And please, we would love your comments. We would love your input. And I'm going to play this video again. So I don't know how many of you know who Bad Bunny is, but he's an artist. He's the #1 streaming artist. And he is pretty influential with our young adults and children. So here we go.
One of the biggest representatives right now of the woke agenda on this earth. I mean, if you look at some of his music videos, you'll see that he definitely is not following the ways of Jesus Christ. I think he's kissed a man before, he's wore dresses, and he is also very much against the American way. He is not for the American culture.
So that's just some of it. And if you want to know more, go find his videos. They're awful. They're horrible. And we just had the Grammys were just Sunday night. I didn't watch them, but I've seen some of the clips. It was a big ice out protest is what it was. And you better believe that was one of the things that he said is that if he does a halftime show, ICE is going to be there and arrest people and all this stuff. And you know that he's going to use that stage to say stuff, his political views and all of that. It's just crazy. And then, the NFL has done some pretty controversial things in the last 6 years, with Colin Kaepernick, taking a knee and doing the whole thing through the national anthem, and then, painting Black Lives Matter labels on the end zones and all of this. They've taken a political stand when the NFL should be in any sports. And actually, the Hollywood and the music industry too. If you want to share your political views, that's fine. You have the freedom to do that. The First Amendment gives you the right to share your voice. But I don't think award shows or junkets for movies, when they go around doing interviews to promote their movies, needs to be a political platform. It takes away from the entertainment. And a lot of the sports industry, especially the NFL, has gotten very political. And it should be non-biased. It should just be, let's go spend a Sunday afternoon with family and watch a football game. But now it's not. It's pretty critical. Here's a clip from Glenn Beck and Jason Whitlock. I don't know if you guys know who Glenn Beck is, but he is a political podcaster on Blaze TV. He has pretty conservative Christian values as well. I like Glenn Beck. I watch him a lot. But this explains a lot about Bad Bunny.
Bunny. And I have to tell you, I don't understand Bad Bunny. I don't claim to understand Bad Bunny. I've never heard of Bad Bunny before, and I'm pretty cool with that. I mean, I'm good. I'm good. I'm all Bad Bunnied out, I guess. Now, Jason, who is a little cooler, Jason Whitlock from Blaze, he's joining us now because you're apoplectic on Bad Bunny.
Yes, I am, Glenn.
All right.
Look, obviously they're trolling Donald Trump. Obviously they're trolling ICE raids and the whole illegal immigration policy enacted by Trump. Obviously they're going out to Northern California, where the Super Bowl's in Santa Clara this year. And Gavin Newsom, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, this is their headquarters. And they want to make a statement about illegal immigration. They want to make a statement about diversity and Spanish-speaking people. They want to make a statement about transgenderism and sexual fluidity. And Bad Bunny checks all those boxes. And so that's what they're doing. This has nothing to do with football fans. This is about the left's control of popular culture and control of the National Football League, which is the strongest thing in popular culture. And they're using it to make a big, bold statement about how they feel about Donald Trump, but more importantly, how they feel about Jesus Christ.
He said it. It's about, how they feel about Jesus Christ. I don't know, guys. The Good Fight Ministries and the Good Fight Ministries, Bad Bunny, Satanic New Religion. Yeah. I'm sure that would be a good one to watch.
Yeah.
And have to watch that. But there's an alternative. Well, actually, before we get to the alternative, the public isn't only backlashing against Bad Bunny, and now the TPUSA halftime show. But the other one is there was a recent poll. Let me cue up this clip. There was a recent poll to the NFL players and how they feel about Bad Bunny and what they would like to see at their own halftime shows. So I find this very interesting. So I'm going to play this clip and we'll talk about it.
Inside the NFL just went from the boardroom to the locker room. Yesterday, we reported on the absolute chaos unfolding in the NFL front office as Kid Rock and Brantley Gilbert announced their rival All-American halftime show. We told you that owners were panicking, but today, the situation for Roger Goodell and the NFL just got significantly worse. A new anonymous report just leaked revealing that it isn't just the fans and some owners who are upset with the NFL's agenda. The players are now turning on the league too. According to a bombshell survey conducted by The Athletic, a massive 41% of NFL players openly admit they're not on board with the selection of Bad Bunny for the Super Bowl halftime show. Usually players toe the company line. They're trained to support the league no matter what. But this anonymous poll reveals a locker room mutiny. When asked directly if they liked the selection, nearly half the players in the league said no. And the reasons they gave are devastating for Roger Goodell. One player, identified as an offensive starter in the NFC, didn't hold back. He said, quote, "I don't even know who Bad Bunny is. I always think it should be an American. I think we're trying too hard with this international stuff. Now, to be fair to Bad Bunny, he is an American citizen. Now, another player went even further, attacking the values of the selection. The AFC player said, quote, I think there are better examples of character and morality. Now, this is a damning statement coming from inside the league. When your own athletes are questioning the morality of the halftime performer, you have a major crisis on your hands. Now, the survey also asked players who they wanted to see. And this is where the disconnect becomes obvious. The players didn't ask for Latin trap music or political statements. They specifically named George Strait and Chris Stapleton. One player said, quote, I've got to get George Strait in there. Another referencing Chris Stapleton saying, his national anthem was awesome, so let's give him halftime. Many players want country music. Many fans want country music. But Roger Goodell and NFL executives don't care about that, so they ignore them, instead chasing a global audience. But now they're facing a revolt from all sides. Now remember, this player mutiny is happening at the exact same time a number of owners are losing their minds.
Yes.
But do they listen?
Oh, yes.
It's like, does the head of the NFL listen? You know, it's just like Budweiser and what they did with Bud Light, having what's his name? You know, the transgender man. I forget his name. Doesn't matter. But anyway, you know, they lost all credibility. They were trying to capture an audience and forgetting their customer base. Bud Light, you know, that Bud Light is, and I'm lack for a better way of explaining to it, is a redneck beer. Come on, all American people drink Bud Light, and it ruined them. The backlash that happened, you know, Kid Rock ran with that one.
Right.
And the boycott against Bud Light, and now Budweiser is in trouble, and they're trying to get their reputation back. And a lot of their commercials now, they're bringing back the Clydesdales. The Clydesdale commercials, you watch the Super Bowl commercials for Budweiser are going to be Clydesdales. Going to be all American, wholesome, you know, horses and trucks and cowboys, because that's their customer base.
Well, I will say this. I don't know what can happen between now and then, but I am so happy. I am so happy that they that video, that they are getting some heavy backlash.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy backlash. Like I said, they don't care. People, they don't care about your children. They don't care, you know, with their eyes and what they see. They don't care about decency. They don't care about what
Yeah.
My hope is, if they don't end up doing something to, you know, with the backlash, that they feel it so much in their pocketbook, and that what the devil is meaning for bad,
Mm-hmm.
God will turn it around for good. That
Yes,
is my
amen,
hope.
sister.
That is my
Amen.
hope and prayer for that, is that they will feel it so much with what they are trying to do. Because
Mm-hmm.
this is just, I mean, I'm sitting here, like the video that Kathy showed, that was me just first time just looking at it. And I'm like, what? There are just some things I was kind of like, oh no, like my
Yeah,
eyes have that image and whatnot. Kids are going to be watching this, people.
that's right.
Kids, young.
There's one of his costumes. He's dressed up as the devil. Well, we saw the red one, but I mean, there's a picture out there of him dressed up as the devil.
Oh, and somebody said, okay, that Bunny said he was going to do it. People,
Yeah, he's going to do it in Spanish.
Look, I just have to say this, and this to me just, yes, this is America.
Amen to that.
And America is, as they say, made up of a melting pot of different people. But if you are in America, it's not America, then it's all these other, in other words, we got in, how am I trying to say this? We have a national anthem for this one, a national anthem for that one. Now, no, that's not how it works. Just
Right.
like if you go to some of the other countries, uh, they're going to have what they have of what their national anthem or what things are. Now, this is the other thing. What it just is so bewildering to me. I think I made that up. But anyways, I don't know if that's a real with the word. But if you have such disdain for America, which this guy, like I said, I don't watch him or anything like that. I think I've heard Bad Bunny, wasn't even a thought to even want to look him up. And I'm so glad, because that's what I would be exposed to and more. And so here it is. If he's saying, I don't like America, I don't this, I don't that, why are you here? I mean, because you're not contributing to making anything better. You're contributing to the rottenness of depravity.
Right.
And so I'm just saying, like, look at this. I mean, this is just, I'm like, Lord, have, ooh, I'm, wow.
And that's, we've been talking on the show for over a year about Christians speaking up, using our voice. And, they keep track, computer systems and algorithms are pretty good these days. They'll know if people turn off the halftime show.
Oh, they will know?
They'll know. Just like we know on our YouTube channel when people watch and when they drop off.
Okay.
So they'll know who's watching. And if the majority, there's still going to be people who are going to watch them, of course. But if we can get a good number, watch the Super Bowl. My husband doesn't like football, so he doesn't watch the Super Bowl. Sometimes, depending on who's playing, I'll watch it, or we'll go to a Super Bowl party. But watch the Super Bowl. When it comes to the halftime show, shut it off and watch TPUSA. Here's
nothing at all. If you don't, but it would help, I think, if you maybe watch, yeah.
I got a video here. This is from TPUSA being interviewed about the halftime show and who will be on it. So I am going to share my screen. Here we go.
Not being super happy with it, we just decided, hey, there's very few organizations and groups that are positioned to kind of step into this space. I mean, Turning Point is really good at doing productions, really good at doing events. And Charlie loved playing in the cultural space. And so it was kind of like a natural fit in a weird way. Yeah. And it kind of got memed into existence. We were just kind of talking about it on our shows or in interviews, and kind of making a joke about it, trolling, honestly. And then I started getting inquiries from press outlets, like legitimate press outlets, going, are you planning on doing a halftime show? And I remember saying it on the show one day. I said, well, I wasn't, but maybe we should. And then we just kind of decided and committed to it. And, it's come together, I think, in a bigger, better way than I anticipated, actually. It was harder, I will tell you that. It was harder to do this. And I just want to give a massive hat tip to Kid Rock, Brantley Gilbert, Lee Bryce, Gabby Bear. What they're doing is very brave. And there's a lot of reasons for artists to say no to a concert like this.
Sure.
So, but honestly, I've seen some of the rehearsal footage and the stage design and the production design. This thing is going to be epic. And whereas.
So what I say, and this is my recommendation, is for the Christian faith people, we should support Charlie Kirk and watch the halftime show, whether we like the artist or not. And I know Kid Rock is controversial, but something's happened to him in the past years or so. I mean, I wouldn't say he's a Christian, but something's happened to him. He's mellowed. God's working on him. That's all I can say, is God is working on Kid Rock. Because I was like, Kid Rock. I mean, the other ones, Lee Bryce, Brantley Gilbert, and all of those, yeah, I can see they're faithful country artists. But Kid Rock, he's had some pretty bad songs in the past. But one of the things that he did, he partnered up with Jason Aldean last year after Charlie Kirk's death and did a tribute concert series tour for Charlie Kirk. And I think that's why he's on it, is his support for Charlie. So I think we need, that's one way we can send the NFL a message, is turn off their halftime show and watch Turning Point USA. It's like, Charlie's memorial reached more people around the world, almost as much as Princess Diana's. Who, Kid Rock? Yeah. I mean, if you want to change your image, you better change your name. I don't know, guys. What's your opinion on that? What do you think we should do as a community, the Christian community? What should we do? Boycott it all together, or watch the game, turn off the halftime show? So let's do this. 1, for turning it off together. 2, for just turning off the halftime show and watching TPUSA. Let's hear from you. 1, for not watching at all. 2, for not watching the halftime and watching TPUSA. Let's hear from you. Come on, guys. Let's see the chat go.
Yes.
Okay, 1's not at all. All right.
Okay. Too bad I don't know how to do a poll, create a poll.
Yeah, I was looking for that. I couldn't do that. So just 1.
Okay.
I think we should listen to the Good Fight Ministries, or how about Kathy and Latanya do a halftime show? I like, that's good. Boycott it all. Okay. Watch TPUSA. Yeah. Teresa, I'm with you. I think this is my opinion. I think by watching TPUSA sends a message to the NFL. But, because there's not going to be enough of us that'll stop watching football, the Super Bowl, to make a difference in the ratings. But if there's a dip in viewership during the halftime, that sends another message. So that's all I have. Latanya, you have any more words?
Wow. What you just said, we're not going to, football is one of the deep fibers of, like you mentioned earlier. So and it's not so much even about football because I mean, they've turned it into something else.
Right.
They've turned it into something else. They've now have found a way to exploit their agenda, and they know that the Super Bowl is one of the most watched games, but it's also supposed to be a family and thing of surrounded by family, people who like football. And
Right.
over the years, they have gradually chipped away at it, and it's just X-rated for the
That's
most
true.
part. And so,
Well, yeah, I remember Beyonce's show. Wasn't that last year?
I
Beyonce,
don't know.
wasn't she last year?
I don't,
Her costumes, why wear anything at all?
I mean, if she was last year, go even further back when I think it was Janet Jackson that went
Yeah,
around,
with
where it was the
the
function.
malfunction.
Yeah, I didn't see
Something
it,
happened.
but I heard about it, because it made the news.
Yeah. Something in the past few years, something risque has happened at the halftime show.
Oh, somebody said Kendrick Lamar was last year.
Oh, that's right. Who's
Oh.
that?
Now, somebody said Prince had the best halftime show. I think I remember that going down, you know how they show like past times? And I
Mhm.
think what ended up happening too, which made it even more, is that it's like maybe from Prince on back, maybe they were more decent, more better. But I think with Prince, it actually started raining.
Uh,
I think, but
yeah.
yeah.
And maybe,
Oh, Prince and Michael Jackson. Oh, Michael Jackson
yeah, he
did,
was good.
he did, okay.
Yeah. I watched that. He was good. But that was a different time too. Things weren't as crazy as they are. The last 4 years under Biden and the craziness and the wokeness and allowing the transgender things and all that crap, and anything goes, basically. Drag queens reading story time to kindergartners. The world went nuts for 4 years.
Yeah.
And 77% of the country voted for Trump, voted for values and change.
Mhm.
But just voting for the president isn't enough. We still got to do our part. We still got to do our part. We still need to speak loudly. And it's not just voting and voting for the right persons. Yes, we need to do that. And the midterms coming up are very important. And it doesn't look good for us right now. But we need to speak up. What we need to do is also go to our pastors and say, hey, you guys need to talk about this. The church needs to rise up now. If we want change, there's a lot of things that are starting to happen and that we need to pay attention to. And in Faith and Freedom, the conversation in future episodes, we will be talking about stuff. Hopefully we can get back on our regular schedule here soon. But one of the other things, it isn't just about Bad Bunny and what he represents, But we also need to talk about the rise of Islam here in the United States. Now, the Bible never says in the end times that the United States will still be here. Think about that, guys. But look what Islam has done to Europe.
Mm.
Christianity is pretty non-existent. And if you call yourself a Christian, you're getting beat up. You're not safe.
Mm.
And there's Islamic communities. I mean, look at what's happening in Minnesota. I mean, come on. Dearborn, Minnesota. You know, the call to prayer 5 times a day over the loudspeaker to the city. We never put over the loudspeaker Amazing Grace. Worship is not to be public like that. You know, what the Somali communities that's happening there. And it's not just Minnesota. There are communities bouncing up in Texas, in cowboy country. Think about that. And these imams are coming up. There's a video from an imam, you guys can look it up, in Florida, where he says, you know, it's time to take apart the United States from within. Mandami swore in to office as New York mayor on the Quran. The Quran contradicts the Constitution, the United States Constitution. Did you guys know that?
What's that again?
The Quran contradicts the United States Constitution.
No, I didn't know that.
It does. It's an imam in Florida. I don't know his name. I saw the video briefly on Flashpoint of him telling his congregation about taking over the United States from within.
Mm.
So we need to be aware of that. And we need to talk about that. And we need to know who we're voting for. We need to know what's happening. We can't stick our heads in the sand. And the church needs to rise up, because there's one way, and I heard this said recently by Ed Rush on Flashpoint. It was a couple of days ago. And if you guys aren't watching Flashpoint, you really should. It's great political news. And I will find the link and put it in there. But he said, we shouldn't force them out if they're here legally. What we should do is convert them. Get them to accept Jesus as their Lord and Savior, not some pedophile person who's dead, because that's Muhammad. And that's who they worship. Our Savior is alive. He's alive and well.
You know, Kathy, I think about, like, this is a very interesting time in America. I think that we're in. The past. I'm trying to think who was before. No, it was President Trump. I was going to say, who was it before Biden? But it was President Trump. Then we know what happened, and then okay. I think we're in a very delicate time right now, kind of in this country. It was literally in, as they say, in the pits. It was, I mean, the way things were. Then there was a lifeline that was thrown out. Not that we deserved it, but I do believe there was a lifeline that was thrown out. And so things are just kind of trying to get stable. You know, President Trump is trying to do so much. So much. For one, I believe he knows that well, he know he can't run again. But I think that I mean, I don't know, that he's trying to do as much as he can as much as he can. People might be thinking, oh, he's all over the place, but I really think he's trying to do and put in place do as much as he can,
Mhm.
because he knows, and I'm sure a lot of other people know that who knows what it's going to be like when election comes again,
Mhm.
you know. And so as much as they can try to damage him and then have it to where it's like, now see, the people who's connected to him, they're just gonna continue this, whatever it is that they're trying to push and trying to say.
Right.
And 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 the people that, ooh, so I'm not trying to go there because I know we're talking about, but hmm,
Yeah. So, um, there's a lot.
yeah,
There's a lot going on, and there's a lot that we need to talk about, and we need to stay. Um, we do need we need younger conservative Christian politicians.
and we would have probably had it in Charlie Kirk. Who
We
knows
would have.
what we would have had? I
I
mean,
think he,
oh my goodness.
I think he would have been president, and but Satan didn't want that, and convinced this young man, because of a transgender ideology. I don't think it was any more than that. I don't think there's any more conspiracy over Charlie Kirk's death than some de- delusional young man over transgender and what Charlie said about transgenderism. He didn't like it. And I think that he just got it in his head and he killed him. And I don't think there's any more than that. But God knew. God knows what's going to happen. And the thing is, with Charlie Kirk's death, look what has happened to Turning Point USA. It's exploded. It has absolutely exploded. And I know there's a lot of talk out there and about conspiracies and all that stuff under it. And Candace Owens is one of them. And I pray for her because she didn't used to be like that. And I don't know what happened, but anyway, I pray for her to get her mind back and get away from what she's been spouting on her channel and in her show. It's not right. Um, but yeah, again, guys, I know a lot of you are out there saying, I can't do that. You can do something. You can write a letter. You can send an email. You can put a post out there. Even if it's anonymously, you can post on Facebook now anonymous. But you can write a message. Yes, Candace Owen needs Jesus.
Yes.
But there are things you can do. Pray about it. And the pastors out there, time for you guys to speak up and stop hiding behind the pulpit and stop hiding behind church and state. That whole phrase, church and state, is not what's been turned out to be. That was not the initial idea of it when Thomas Jefferson wrote the letter. What it meant is government to stay out of church, and never meant for church to stay out of government. And that's become the problem in our government. It became too big and too powerful and all of that because the church stopped being in politics. You know God's kingdom? We all know God's kingdom. What do you think a kingdom is? Kingdom is government. It's a form of government. People, Christians, wake up and say, I need to stay out of politics. No, you don't. You need to be involved in politics. Because the church has stayed out of politics for the last 50 years, and look where we are. And now we have to fight to get prayer back in our schools. We have to fight to get the American flag back into our schools. We have to fight to get American history back into our schools, even though it's horrible. I get that. It's terrible. But if you don't pay attention to history, it's bound to repeat itself.
Yeah.
So we need to get it back. We need to get it back. And the only way is you and me are going to have to speak up and fight. God may call you to do something really uncomfortable, like speak at a school board meeting or speak at a city council meeting. Mind you, I've done that. I've spoken at a city council meeting, and believe me, I mean, it was over soccer fields, but it's intimidating.
Yeah.
If you're called to run for city council, pray, ask God, what can I do?
Yeah.
When it comes to the elections, write letters. What is it? Faith vote? I forget what it is. My Faith Votes.
Oh yeah, My Faith Vote.
Bookmark this organization, because during the elections, you can volunteer to write letters and get people who are registered to vote to go vote. They give you the letter. All you need to do is download it. It costs you the paper and the envelope and the stamp. So even 10 letters in an election, they don't know who you are, but all you do is print out the letter, write a handwritten note at the end, let them know you're praying for them, pray over them, address them, and send them out.
Yeah.
We all can do that. That's something. Those letters that have gone out, when the Flashpoint Army was set to do that, 100,000 letters went out. It changed some elections.
Oh, wow.
Because it got Republicans off their seat. Republicans right now, they're defeated. Here in California, we really feel defeated. That redistricting Prop 50 gerrymandering thing, it won because people are delusional and didn't know what they were voting for. And two, it went through the courts of these liberal judges who let it stand. So we have a fight here in California to win anything. But thank God, right now in the polls, Chad Bianco for governor, Sheriff Chad Bianco, he's leading. And here in California, in the primaries, the top two winning candidates, whether they're Republican or Democrat or independent, go to the runoff in November. So Chad Bianco is number one. Steve Hilton, who is also Republican, running. I don't know about him. One of the posts he just posted was pretty horrific. So I would say don't vote for him. And I'm going to say it. He made the post. He said that Sheriff Chad Bianco, during the BLM riots, he took a knee in the middle of a protest. And he said, I'm going to pray here for safety, the safety of my officers and the safety of my protesters. He was not taking a knee in solidarity for Black Lives Matter. He said that. But they've twisted it to say he was supportive of Black Lives Matter, and he wasn't. Well, Steve Hilton made a post about it and brought it out that he was in solidarity with Black Lives Matter.
Wow.
It wasn't true. So to me, he's just a rhino, a Republican in name only.
Yeah.
And, you know, Sheriff Bianco has been the sheriff here in my county and Connie's county, because I believe, Connie, you live in Riverside County as well, for the last 8 years. And he's taken very good care of us. And during COVID, he stood up to Newsom and said, I'm not doing what you want me to do. And these stupid mandates. So that's my 2 cents on Chad Bianco. And I endorse him, if my word matters any.
Oh, my gosh.
So sorry for the rant, but you know, we do need to speak out. We need to speak out with our vote. We need to speak out with our voice. We need to write letters. We need to find some way to get involved. Just somehow. We need to stop hiding behind the Bible and saying, this is all I'm going to do. We need to speak up, guys. The church used to be the center of the community, and it's no longer. And God forbid that Sharia law and Islam takes over the United States. Yes, Connie is in Riverside County with me.
Oh,
So, yeah, I mean, I can go on and on and on, but
wow.
wanted to talk about Bad Bunny and how bad he is. And it's not something that we should be watching. Not at all.
Did he come up with that name for himself, Bad Bunny?
I guess so. I really don't know that much about him. I've heard the name, but I didn't really know who he was until he was announced that he was going to be the halftime show artist.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Yeah. So, is what close to Simi Valley? Riverside County? No. We're 100 miles away from Simi Valley.
Oh. What's Simi Valley?
Simi Valley is a town, and actually, I think the Nixon Library is there. Let me look it up.
Okay.
No, that's in Yorba Linda. So then is it the Ronald Reagan Library?
Mm.
Yes, it's the Ronald Reagan Library. Yes, husband, it is in Simi Valley. I made a mistake. Quit eavesdropping.
Oh my gosh. Oh, okay. Simi Valley is where Blessed Hope Chapel is located. Oh, okay. So that's Good Fights Ministry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. My husband used to live in Simi Valley. His mom lived in Simi Valley.
Oh, is it a nice place?
Yeah, it's a nice area.
Oh.
Very nice area. It's just outside of Los Angeles.
Oh, okay. Okay. Okay.
So,
so Kathy, why don't you since your merch store, the Faith and Freedom merch store.
okay. Faith and Freedom merch. I'll share it.
I'm actually wearing one of the Faith and Freedom.
I should have, but this was such a spur in the moment thing that I didn't want to change.
Yeah. I should have gotten and I might still, because we still have it's cold. So to get look at there. Like that one right there, hoodie.
So, yeah. So here's the shirt. And it comes in navy red, white, and black. It's a red one that LaTanya has on, white and black. And it comes in a hoodie.
Mhm.
And we also have the Faith and Freedom tumbler and mug. And there's the hoodie. It comes in navy, sports gray,
Oh, the gray
white,
one.
black, and red. So that's the Faith and Freedom merch. A new thing about Faith and Freedom, I am switching the shirts. And I started with a few that I'm adding in, and I'm going to be printing them on Bella and Canvas shirts. They're a better quality shirt than the Gildan and softer feel. And so be looking out for those too.
Ooh.
So here's 3 that I have redone. I love this one. This is one of my favorite shirts.
Faith, family. Yeah, I like that.
Galatians 5:1. There's freedom in Christ. So I absolutely love those.
Yeah.
So that's that. The Faith and Freedom shop. So I will post the link for the Faith and Freedom merch, and we'll be adding to it. And there you go.
All right. Thank you, Kathy.
Any questions?
Yes. Any thoughts? Anything?
No?
Okay.
So, well, thank you for joining us tonight in this impromptu Faith and Freedom, the conversation. We appreciate you guys. Also, we want to remind you, please go to Faith and Freedom, the Conversations channel, and watch it there.
Yeah.
Tonight we did stream on LaTanya's channel, but we won't be streaming that much longer in the future. We'll do it a couple more times, and then you'll have to find us on Faith and Freedom, the Conversation, which is our channel together. So please go over there and subscribe to it. And hit that notification so you are aware of when our shows are. Okay? And hope all goes well. And I apologize, we haven't been on much, and that has to do with my surgery, but I'm good. I actually can drive now.
You did give them an update, right?
Not at the beginning, but I think the last time I was on your show, I gave them.
Last time we were okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm doing much better, and now I'm pretty much back to work. So hopefully you'll be seeing more of Faith and Freedom, and we'll keep you posted on that. But please don't forget to go over to the channel. If you're on LaTanya's channel right now and you want to continue to see Faith and Freedom, the conversation, please go to the channel and subscribe to it. All righty, peeps. My brothers and sisters, we love you. We're praying for you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. And God bless. Till next time.
Until next time. Take care, everybody. Love you all.